Hello guys, welcome back to the Crew 1 run. Italian Paddock Summit qualifier has started, the first one for September 2016. And well, as the title suggests, it's Italian, which also means that you can only use limited or restricted cars in certain events. Like for instance, the drift is limited to the Ferrari 458, the Lamborghini Aventador and this Murcielago. It is well, a known track, and it is a pretty crappy track. I'm using this car at with a score of 826. Second gear I keep it, which means I don't get enough speed to get it at 99. I do have the Aventador at 1299, but the biggest problem is this one. The corner upcoming here is a real problem. This time I sort of get away with it, but usually half the time you lose the multiplier there. And then you need to come down to second gear for this uphill section for sure. Here we go. Not enough speed, and there's not much you can do about it. So you kinda have to risk it going with a bit more speed into that tricky corner. This is sort of what you need, big slides, then the multiplier keeps going up, but going a bit more in the middle now, which seems to work. But at this point the multiplier very slowly goes up, and that's where you probably lose it. Stays forever at 35, stays forever at 36. I think I keep in second gear. You could go to third gear here, but bit tricky. Seeing this is not a 1299, I can't really risk it. I've done it with the Aventador yesterday in third gear. The reason I prefer this one, as mentioned in the Driving All Car series, 7 gears drift cars, in my opinion they suck. You're always messing about with the gears, and this Murcielago only has 6 if I'm not mistaken. The Aventador and the Ferrari 458, which are the other 2 options on this track, they have 7 gears, and that's a real mess. Eventually I get it going though, to 90 something I think I will get it. Might have to redo it, and that last part, somewhere half track, switching to third gear to get a bit more speed, then I might get it at 99. What I definitely won't get is 300, 400,000 like the top times are. How they do it I have no idea, but $239, I am on top of the friends list, so also the others are kinda suffering with it, because of the friends, normally I'm not the best in drift. 12th overall with about 2000 players ranked at this moment, so not that bad I guess. Guess everybody's fighting on that track. Monster Arena. I tried the Skyline and messed up a bit. I tried the Cherokee, eventually went with the Challenger. main combos in this arena, of course, are the 4x500 each time. You can risk it going through it with a backflip if you have enough speed, which gives you 5,800 points something instead of 5,000, but playing with a keyboard that is a bit risky, and you could go for manual, that is a bit better, but nevertheless normally I would go for Skyline Cherokee, but lately I'm doing more and more arenas with this Challenger because, well, yeah, it's pretty good on landings and stuff like that. All in all, it was a pretty decent run, just here at the end. Yeah, that 500 there is kinda... I get blocked by the edge of the half pipe. And also this one not really perfect, but still, 73,000. That's more than many players will get. Was good for 5th place in this event. So that's for the Monster Arena. Precision test. People are using direct cars here. I tried it on keyboard settings, on wheel settings. It's a bit of a fight. Eventually I just went with the Diavel bike in circuit spec. I can't keep the drag car straight enough. Bit messing about with tires hitting up and stuff like that, so I just went for this Diavel and tried to get a decent score somewhere. Of course, the top of the ranking are drag cars. Don't think I was going in the right direction, so let's try the other one. Simple reason, I loaded Ghost, which is sort of the skill king, and he does everything with the drag car, and I couldn't see him. Oh, there he is, so we have to go this direction. I missed the gate there. And another gate miss. And another one. Okay. Same player, shoot again. Bit tricky with a drag car, but with a bike it's, well, relatively easily to hit all the gates once you concentrate, not like in the previous run, but of course the drag car is faster, so you will do more gates with a drag car, but no, I can't control it like I would, so I went for the bike. But still, even on the bike, good enough for 7th place, The slalom in the Miami harbor. Yeah, I went for the direct car there. Switching to manual. Changing the settings. Bring back a few things to 80% and something, one thing to 70 with wheel settings. Main problem with this is it's easier to control even with the keyboard, but you need to watch the tires. You do not want to heat up the tires. And about here you need to go to third gear as well, which I don't do in this run yet. And then here go back to second for that gate which is all the way on the left. Messing about. .1 though. Like I said, Miami Harbor, so you can keep going round and round and round and you will restart every time. So we're tapping the brake at this point and off we go. Take this get and now go to third gear. With throttle control here of course. Back to second. Then you can reach that gate. But then I can't make it the corner without spinning, so. But still, one gate more, 468 points, good enough for 10th spot in this slalom skill. So, that's for the slalom. The speed skill, I'm gonna keep that because I also have a overall ranking after that one, so I will keep that for last. Time attack. I don't think, or at least I can't remember that we have done this track. It's a pretty twisty track, and yeah, performance cars, Italian or bikes. We went for the Huayra. Seen they kind of patched the Lamborghinis, although those have four-wheel drive, which might be better in this rain situation, but it's a bit traffic problem as well. Not that much, but still we were the three of us here in the run. But I only saw the other guys at the start, because if you do this in the crew you most likely will have more traffic, and yeah, one or two is bound to hit traffic. This was recorded somewhere last night, a couple of hours into the qualifier. And if I'm not mistaken, it's not even my best run, because one or two runs after this I went a bit quicker, but I don't have that one on video, so yeah, it's not the best one. 141 something, and I think it's good enough for second or third at this moment in time, which was last night. A bit later I did a 140.6, which was good enough for first. Meanwhile, times have come down to 138, 137 on this track. So I don't know, solo or in crew. For this track I think it doesn't matter that much. There are not long straights where you can sort of have an advantage of the drop from your friends. So solo is probably the way to go here. Yeah, good enough for second, but later on I improved to 140.6, which was good enough to pass the guy in first for the time attack. Brand time attack, we get the Alfa Romeo 8C in circuit spec. 4 of us here, although the guy in front of me was taking a break, so he won't start. Also here, not the best run. Not sure where we're gonna finish, I think 126 or something. A bit later, both me and Seun did a 124. But also that is improved meanwhile. Also this is footage from last night. It's improved to 121 or something. The main problem is the end. If you're here with a crew, 3-4 people, not very often do you make the end long straight with the 4 of you. Already here we lost, well, one didn't start and we lost the other one already, so. And then here we come to the hotel part where you sort of have to, yeah, take the risk of shortcutting here, is possible. And I went a bit wide here, but I got away with it, going behind the trees. But at this part you need your crew. You can win 1-2 seconds here if you can ghost here going over 400 kilometers an hour for sure, which I now can do with 390. So on this track a crew is a benefit. If you can make it with 2 or 3 of you to the end of this long straight, you might win 1 or 2 seconds. But yeah, I'm thinking the clutch bug users are gonna have a field day here, because there are a few corners, but other than that it's long straight, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on this time attack. Just like on drag, in the end you will be beaten by clutch buggers. .126, good enough for first, later improved to a 124. At the time, of course, also good enough for first. Meanwhile, 121.5 or something. Cruise Speedtrap, the Speedtrap, same story. 4 Huayras. At the time of recording, good enough for first place. Meanwhile, average is gone up to 422. You can choose as many routes as you can. There are different possibilities here. Since we are limited to the Italian cars, well, I think the Huayra is the way to go. But that one limits at 427 to 428, which I reach here. Pretty sure you can reach it on 4 checkpoints. Just number 5, no matter what route you take, number 5 is a bit of a problem. .427 is the limit of the Huayra. If you can keep that for 1 or 2 seconds, you might get a 428 out of it. But it's not the best in performance. Fair Lady can do 434 for instance. But since we are limited to Italian cars, Fair Lady is not an option. One of the Ducati bikes, this is the Monster de Diablo, also limits at 427, 428, so also that can be used. I got a 428 out of this one. Here we had the problem that, well, one guy could never make the corner, so he had to use back on track. Also here on number 2 you can reach the maximum of the car, and which I don't think I do. I'm a bit too close here, and I 423, yep. Can be 427 or 428. The route we take is pretty sharp on time, so well, there's not much time left to mess up. And that also means here, now we are going to 5, which is close after the corner here. The best you can get is what you need here, and for me it's 390 something, I think. Here you can make the difference. If you can get it over 400 here, then you will go over 420 average. Going towards number 1, also there you should hit the maximum speed of the car. So I missed a few kilometers on number 2, and also number 5 can be better, I think. Other than that I kinda hit the limiters. Also here 427, so with a 419 average. At the moment first place is 422.5, I think. So they probably hit the maximum at number 2 and maybe a few kilometers more at number 5 if they did this route. But I think on this track, it's not the first time we have this track, and 3 or 4 different routes I already done on this track, so. But I still think that this one is the best though. The speed also here, another bit of a problem. On a drag car with wheel settings, main object not to heat up the tires. And you can do that easily if you keep it in 3rd gear here. Not sure what he was doing, but the fact is you lose some speed here. You can risk it going to 4th as well, but then you have to come down for this corner to 3rd anyway. 4th gear, straight here and hit a nitro, and then hope that you don't hit a thing. If you go 4th gear all the way, then you have more problem controlling the tires, because they heat up pretty easily. 28. Yeah, it is what it is. But almost 2,000 players ranked at the moment on PC. And well, you already see it here, Summit rank 2nd place. Because I don't know if they did it intentionally, or did they make a mistake with one of the latest maintenances or patch. 2nd place overall. But the mistake or the thing that I was mentioning is that the grinding stuff, free drive challenge, free drive stunts and PvP in the summit does not count for the ranking anymore. Which means you have the skilled people on top now. Unfortunately also the clutch buggers. If they can fix the clutch bug, we are about to get a decent competition, I guess. The grinders are out because those events do not count anymore. And that means that it's all about time attacks and skill tests. Main event being the drift though, seeing that's the biggest square on your screen. That will be it for this one. Italian Paddock first look and scores, or whatever you want to call it. See you guys in the next one, and bye for now.